Hi guys, welcome back. So I've noticed that there's a common question that always pops up on the Lyme forums, and I just wanted to share what I know, and that is the question of what diet is best for Lyme disease. So basically when it comes to pathogens, your biggest, or like a pathogenic infection, so that would be bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites, your biggest enemy is sugar. And some people will ask, well, what about fruit sugars? What about, different types of sugars? And the answer is that actually all sugar feeds pathogens, and especially bacteria. Sugar feeds bacteria. As you know, if you want to make like a kombucha or a kefir drink with good bacteria, you would have to put some form of sugar in there for the bacteria to multiply, to feed on and multiply, and you can literally see overnight how much the bacteria have multiplied. So if you're putting sugar in your body, you're doing exactly the same thing. And this applies to all carbs, because carbs turn into sugar in your body, and really you want to keep your insulin levels low, because this is what bacteria like Lyme disease thrive on. They love spikes in insulin levels, and it helps them to breed and to grow and to gain strength. So the best diet you can do for Lyme disease would be the ketogenic diet. And a lot of people will say, but you need carbs for energy, but the ketogenic diet works on using fat as a source of energy. And this is also great because a lot of us store toxins within our fat, and when your fat starts to dissolve, you're releasing toxins. And a lot of people who go on the keto diet, they actually get rashes, and this is a sign of them detoxing because of the toxins being released from their fat. So that's the other benefit. Also, if you have gained weight on antibiotics, I noticed, because I gained a lot of weight when I was on antibiotics, and as soon as I went on the keto diet, I started to regulate my weight. I'm still a bit of a yo-yo because with Lyme disease, obviously your body has so many changes and it's trying to cope with so many things, so it's still yo-yos, but it definitely helped me. And I know that us Slimies don't really care about our appearance or our weight. Our health is the most important thing, but it's always good to regulate your weight and regulate your insulin levels, because I know that when I was on antibiotics, my insulin levels were also unstable. So for example, doxycycline, it affects the pancreas. It's known to affect the pancreas, and my blood sugar levels would just drop or spike while I was on the antibiotics. So that's another reason why the ketogenic diet is so beneficial for Lymies. Another thing that I really have to mention is that eating organic is really, really important, because non-organic foods have GMOs and chemicals in them, and obviously that's going to burden your body even more. And especially meat, it has hormones added and chemicals added and antibiotics added. So it's very important to eat organic while you are on your Lyme diet, or any kind of diet for Lyme, even if you're not doing keto. And I know that organic can be really expensive. For me, that's also something that I struggle with. So what you should do is just Google the dirty dozen of organic foods. And the thinner the skin on the fruit or vegetable, the more prone they are to absorbing the chemicals. And the thicker the skin, the more safe they are to buy non-organic. That is, if you cannot afford to buy everything organic, start there. At least it's starting somewhere and eliminating chemical exposure to some extent. Then another thing is that it's also important to eliminate foods that you are allergic to or your body reacts badly to. So that would be typically either dairy or nuts. And on the ketogenic diet, you naturally eliminate gluten anyway, so you wouldn't have to worry about gluten sensitivities. But you can figure this out by cutting out dairy for 2 weeks and see if you feel any better in terms of stomach issues or allergenic issues. And then another question that I get asked is, isn't keto bad for your heart? And the answer is no, it's not bad for your heart. Ketogenic diet isn't bad for your heart. It's not going to raise your bad cholesterol to a dangerous extent. What's important is that you don't have the types of cholesterol that are damaging your arteries, because that's how cholesterol is dangerous. If it gets into your arteries and damages your arteries, and therefore it can collect in the damage of the arteries. But if you're eating healthy fats like avocados, almonds, chicken, all the healthy types of fats that our bodies naturally need and are from nature, sources of nature, you won't struggle with problems with your arteries or heart attacks or strokes. You don't have to worry about that kind of thing. And I'm also not saying, this is debatable, but I'm not saying that the keto diet is the best diet for everyone for their health. But what I am saying is that it starves the pathogens, and my healing personally sped up a lot when I started to cut out carbs and eventually went into the keto diet. I did it slowly. I cut out carbs first, and I did my best at that, and then I went slowly into ketosis and into the ketogenic diet. A lot of people say that the ketogenic diet gives them energy and that being in ketosis gives them energy. I can't vouch for that myself. I have Lyme disease. I'm never energetic, so I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I have an abundance of energy, because I really don't. It's quite the opposite, but my healing did speed up when I went onto the ketogenic or low carb diet. If you can't do keto, stick to low carb and do it the right way. Don't eat bacon and diet sodas. Rather eat almonds and avocados. There's a difference. So I hope that that's everything that I wanted to mention about the ketogenic diet, and if you have any kind of pathogenic infection or Lyme disease, that being your best possible solution in terms of diet. But I do know that a lot of people do swear by things like the paleo diet, and other people swear by things like vegan diet. So as long as it's making you feel good. I always say it's all about how you feel, but in the long term, because a lot of people will also say that they eat sugar and it doesn't really affect them. But that's in the short term. When your bacteria are slowly multiplying in numbers, and they multiply quite quickly, but for the bacterial load to become too much for your body, it takes time. And that's because you were eating sugar a few months ago, and now it's caught up to you. So you've got to make a judgment over a period of time. I've been doing the keto diet for I think about a year now, and so this is why I know that it's what makes me feel best. I'm going through a terrible crash phase at the moment, and I've been sick since I was 2 years old. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people comment on my videos and they say, oh, well, you haven't been sick long enough, so you can't really speak for us, you know. But I've actually been sick since I was 2 years old. So I do know what makes me feel better, and although I'm really crashed at the moment, I think it's gonna happen. If you've been sick for that long and this disease has been ruling your body for that long, and I've gotten to a point where my body is so weak and so damaged that really the only solution is to have such an aggressive treatment like what Germany offers at Clinic St. George, which is my next plan. Because I've tried everything and I have improved for sure, but that is not saying much. I couldn't stand up before. I couldn't brush my teeth. I couldn't shower. I couldn't even make a meal, and I never wanted to eat. I still don't really want to eat. It's not a pleasant thing for me. But yeah, so it's not really saying much. I've made an improvement, and when I made that improvement, I felt so much better. I was like, wow, and I was able to do things and everything. And then eventually it catches up to you. It does catch up to you, because I haven't eradicated all of my Lyme. And that's another thing. A lot of people will say, well, you can't eradicate all of your Lyme. That's impossible. But there are people who have become Lyme free. And that is my goal, and I'm going to remain hopeful, because I know that if I don't remain hopeful, I'm never going to recover. So I'm hanging on to that hope, and I'm going to fight this, and I'm going to get better, and I know that all of you guys can too. So if you want to see more of my videos, I have so much more to share. I know I don't upload very often. It's like really hard for me to upload because it takes a lot of energy. So I'm going to try and upload as often as possible. This is me trying. Lately I've been uploading more than usual. So I'm going to keep trying, and then of course when I go to Germany, not if, when, because I'm going to get there, I'm going to take you along with me and you can see if it works for me. You can see the whole experience from my point of view. So yeah, thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you